After weeks of graphic testimony and high-stakes legal drama, the federal trial of music mogul Sean Diddy Combs has ended with a split verdict. Acquitted on the most serious charges, but convicted on others. Combs now faces a new chapter in both the courtroom and the court of public opinion. Tonight, we are joined by TV host, pop culture expert, and journalist Jasmine Simpkins. So good to have you with me today. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm curious, with everything that's come out during this trial, how do you think this is going to shape the way that people remember Diddy and remember his impact not only on the music industry, but the entertainment industry?
This is a serious fall from grace for a man who was one of the hugest pop culture icons, not just in music, but his huge impact in pop culture, right? We think about how he coined terms like Black excellence, how he ran the New York Marathon, all of his numerous business ventures, owning and buying Revolt, Ciroc, the list goes on. And that's not including all the music that he put out. So this was definitely very disappointing for so many of his fans. And not to mention, I think what this did is really another time where we realize that there's a very dark side of Hollywood, that beneath all of the glitz and the glamour that people so often idolize, that a lot of the people that we put on a pedestal are living very nefarious and sometimes criminal lifestyles.
Power is what I kind of heard you say there, essentially. And so I'm curious, do you think this case will make other powerful figures in the industry maybe think twice, or could it send the message that celebrities could get away with anything?
I think the Me Too movement in 2017 really kind of started that domino effect where you saw people really changing the way that they operated. And we found a lot of women found their voice and they found an opportunity through the Me Too movement to speak up. And I think this is a continuation of that in so many ways, with Cassie and Jane and the other woman, Mia, who finally talked about the things that they had undergone, went through rather, while they were with Sean. So I think that this is just going to be, I think there will be a continuation of this. We're going to see a lot more people coming forward, men and women, talking about the abuse they've suffered at the hands of some powerful people in Hollywood.
I'm curious, even though Combs avoided the most serious convictions, some very damaging details came out. How do you think this will all play out in terms of, in the court of public opinion?
Interestingly, it's been a little split, right? When you look on social media, you actually see a lot of people who didn't believe the RICO charges from the very beginning. They question if the prosecution had really overshot their wad, so to speak, in terms of charging him with something like RICO, which is definitely something you see more in line with the mob, and there were no co-conspirators. But I think today there were a lot of people who are disappointed. A lot of people are shocked even to see that he didn't get the heavier charge, that he didn't get the RICO charge, that he's only getting the lesser of the 5, which is the travel for prostitution. But that was the one that I think was the most obvious from the beginning, and the one that I think the jurors were able to see most clearly throughout these 7 weeks.
All right. TV host, pop culture expert, and journalist Jasmine Simpkins joining me today. I certainly appreciate your time on this. Thank you.